العدني في مسنده بسند حسن عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال. The hadith in a collection in a rare collection, a collection that is not very well known, the collection of Muhammad ibn Abi Amr al-Adni. And he is one of the people whom Imam Muslim would narrate for, meaning he's one of the scholars within the chain narrations of Imam Muslim, so he's before his time, and he narrated from Sufyan ibn Uyayna and Fudayl ibn Iyad and others. So he's one of the higher 3rd century or 2nd century scholars, and he was Imam al-Haram, rahimahullah. And he wrote, he had a musnad where he had some ahadith, and some scholars have been able to authenticate certain ahadith within it, and this is one of them. And it's narrated to us by Ibn Abbas, and this is within the theme of the significance of Jumaah. I'm going to continue this theme until Thursday, inshallah. I just have maybe 4 or 5 ahadith I want to still narrate to you. I know that it's been a while because I wasn't around for a week, so it's taking a bit long. But inshallah, by Thursday, I'll end this theme and move on to something different. But I think it's important, and I'm hoping that this collection of ahadith about the significance of Jumaah can be shared, especially with younger people, children, so they can listen to them, memorize them, learn them, so they know what exactly to do for Jumaah. There is a certain degree of importance that Jumaah carries within our deen that we should be aware of, and our children should know about as well. So Ibn Abbas says, this is what he said, قال جاء رجل والنبي على المنبر يخطب صلى الله عليه وسلم والنبي على المنبر يخطب يمشي يتخطى رقاب الناس. So the Prophet ﷺ was on the minbar giving khutbah, and a man walked into the masjid and he's trying to get himself up front. فقال صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم ما بال أحدكم يلهو حتى إذا كادت تفوته الجمعة يأتي يؤذي الناس يتخطى رقابهم. What is wrong with some of us that we waste time until we're almost going to miss Jumaah, and then we come late and we walk and we put our feet beside people's heads because we want to get up front, and we see there's maybe a little spot somewhere, so we want to fill it in. So someone's sitting and he finds a sock right beside his face because the person is late and didn't want to come early enough to sit up front. So he said this عليه الصلاة والسلام on the minbar. فقال, the man who's walking, قال ما فعل يا نبي الله. The person you're referring to didn't do that. وإنما كنت راقدا فاستيقظت فقمت وتوضأت وأقبلت. Said, no, that's not what happened. I was sleeping. The Prophet ﷺ didn't point him out. He just said, why do some of us do this? So he's the guy who's putting his feet in front of people's faces. So he said, no, that's not what happened. I was asleep. I woke up. I made wudu and I came. فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم أو يوم وضوء هذا. Why? This is the day for just wudu? I mean, this is the salah where you just make a wudu for. This salah, you have a ghusl and you have tib and you dress properly and you read Surah Al-Kahf and you come early, and there's not a yawm wudu. You just missed wudu. That was your problem? No, that's not your problem. Your problem is you're not treating Jumaah with the significance that it deserves, and you decide that you're going to treat it like any other prayer. You make wudu and you come, where that's not what you're supposed to be doing. فَقَالَ أَوَ يَوْمُ وُضُوءٍ هَذَا. This is not a day where you just make wudu and you come. قال فسكت, and the person didn't say anything. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Right? You would think it's important to make these comparisons or to make these distinctions. He basically chastised the man, alayhi salatu wassalam. What was the man doing? He was coming for Salat al-Jum'ah, right? The guy wasn't stealing or killing or doing something haram. It wasn't like he was standing outside playing around while Jum'ah was occurring. He was coming in for Jum'ah. Actually, the guy wanted to come sit up front so he can hear better and see better, closer to the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. But because there's an aspect of harm, because there's a tiny aspect of harm, the Prophet ﷺ pointed what he did out as being wrong and chastised him for it, and didn't accept his, because the man offered an apology. Now, I can't tell you how rare it is in the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ for you to offer him an apology and him to refuse it. I can't really give you examples for that because I'm not aware of them. This is one of them. The guy gave an apology. This is what happened. He gave an explanation. He didn't say, okay, then go ahead. قال أو يوم وضوء هذا. This is the day of wudu. No, that's not. You have it all wrong. Because there are there's two issues. Number one, the Prophet ﷺ is pointing out the significance of Jummah to the gentleman. You don't do it like that. You don't treat Jummah like you treat Dhuhr of any other day or Isha or Fajr. You treat it as Jummah. It's not a day where you just make wudu before it. No, you're ready early, you recited Surah Al-Kahf, you're wearing your best clothes, you have your fragrance, you made your ghusl, you're coming in early. All of that, you planned your day out because Jumu'ah matters. That's one thing. The other thing is, you're not allowed, he pointed out, عليه الصلاة والسلام, يتخطى رقاب الناس يؤذيهم, you're harming people. So brothers and sisters, when you come for Jumaah, if there's a possibility of harming someone, you're better off not praying Jumaah that week. You're better off not praying Jumaah that week than parking your car in front of someone's driveway or shoving your car into people's lives. So when they want to leave later on, they can't because you're praying your sunnah and there's no way for them to leave. Or etc., 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 behaving in ways that is going to cause harm to other people, or actually presents us as not very organized or respectful or empathetic individuals. No, you're not allowed to do that. So if you're going to harm people, and then that's your problem. You miss Jumaah. You don't cause harm. You're not allowed to cause harm and attend Jumaah. No, you miss Jumaah. You're accountable for missing Jumaah. You're going to be held accountable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And make sure you don't do it again, and you come early next time, and you come out in time so you don't have to cause these problems. But the reason I'm saying this is because if you decide, no, I'll cause a little bit of harm and attend Jumaah, your punishment is worse. Your punishment for causing harm and attending Jumaah is more than for you not to cause harm and miss Jumaah that week because you were late and it was your problem. Understand what I'm saying. The Prophet ﷺ chastised him when he was putting his feet and walking. And the guy explained himself and he didn't accept it. No, this is not a day for wudu. What you're saying is wrong. You were asleep and woke up and made wudu. Why were you asleep? What do you mean? Why weren't you ready? This is Jumaah. You were supposed to be ready a few hours in advance and come in on time and not harm people. And we have to remember that. This is an ongoing theme in our cities, all across. This is something, Imams don't agree on everything, but they can all agree on the fact that there's always complaints during Jumaah by either the building they're in, neighboring buildings, the parking lot, the street outside. There's always someone complaining because we're not respecting people's space and privacy because we want to attend Jumaah. It's great, want to attend Jumaah, amazing. I'm just reminding you, the Prophet ﷺ didn't really accept that. That rationale wasn't enough. That rationale, if I wanted to come, that wasn't enough. Take the time so that you don't cause harm. Take the time, prepare so that you're not causing harm. You're not rushing last minute. He said these words, حتى كادت تفوته, you're always going to miss it. So you come rushing and coming in. No. Don't treat it that way. Actually, that's really the problem. The problem is that we're not respecting Jumaah enough to make sure that we prepare ourselves and come early and do all that. And I understand if you work and you're not working. I totally get it. I work, we all work. That doesn't mean you can't give it a little bit more thought to make sure that you do it appropriately and you don't cause harm. I just want to share that with you because I thought the hadith is very rare. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, very rarely does he chastise, and very rarely does he not accept an apology. It's not his nature, alayhi salatu wasalam. But here he was pointing something out that I think resonates with us today. يروي الإمام محمد بن أبي عمر العدني رضي الله عنه في مسنده بسند حسن عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما أن رجلا جاء يوم الجمعة والنبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يخطب على المنبر فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم ما بال أحدكم يلهو حتى تكاد تفوته الجمعة ثم يأتي يتخطى رقاب الناس يؤذيهم فقال ما فعل يا نبي الله وإنما كنت راقدا ثم استيقظت فقمت فتوضأت وأقبلت فقال صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أو يوم وضوء هذا صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم سبحانك وبحمدك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين جزاكم الله خيرا